What up, y'all? Welcome to the channel. So, look, I don't know if I plan to release this video. I just feel like I just wanted to talk about my experience about Supernova. So, usually every year I go to the Supernova convention. For those who don't know, the Supernova convention is basically our pop culture convention that happens around Australia. It's usually the biggest one too. So, yeah, it's pretty good, and I really enjoyed it. It's not as packed as some of the big Comic Con overseas. So it was a good enough venue and a good enough crowd and good enough base and good enough shop that have there and they have there, and also there's some pretty good guests too sometimes. And yeah, so usually I go there every year. Usually I want to record some videos and share you guys some of my awesome things that I saw. However, this year was a little different. This year, basically, for those who don't know, I'm basically a father. Been a father for like just around a year and a half now. And yeah, usually there's a new rule that's set upon me that if I want to go to a convention, I need to take my son with me. And yeah, this year Supernova was my first time taking my son, and he was like around 1.5 years old. And yeah, this was a very nerve-wracking experience because I've never done this before. Go to a convention with a 1.5-year-old baby. I don't know what to expect. It could go really bad or it could go good, but I'll let you know how my experience goes. So basically, I don't know what they can do to assist parents like us. So I'm gonna go there blinded, and yeah, I know for sure it won't be a good experience to take the tram and go around the convention with the pram. So I knew there got to be a way to deal with the pram, but I need to bring the pram to carry my son, because obviously if he want to have a nap, he needs to fall asleep in the pram. I prefer not to carry him, but yeah. So look, I took a train to the convention at Sydney Olympic Park. Obviously he's sitting in the pram. He have a nap in the pram. So during the train ride he had a nap. And when we got through the gate, give him our ticket or gain our ticket, and yeah, we started looking around while he's having a nap. But yeah, he only napped for when we were inside the convention, he was already sleeping for maybe another extra 15 minutes. So he had a good 45-minute nap. And yeah, obviously he woke up. Okay, cool. So let's go and put the pram away, because I don't want to carry the pram through the convention. That's gonna be oh man, that's gonna be crazy. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't want to carry the pram, put the pram in the convention while he probably running around, or or and just me chasing after him, and that's not gonna be a good experience for me. So luckily in the convention, you can go to the front and you can just ask one of the staff to store. So one of the locker, the store room where you have to pay for the service, and they will store some of your stuff. So they can actually store the pram too. So this is a good tip. So it's a good tip for you guys if you ever consider wanting to store the pram, and it doesn't cost that much too. So look, I rather pay for someone to hold the pram instead of me putting the pram throughout the convention. So it was a good deal and it was worth it. So I'm happy to do that, because I know he's not gonna fall asleep again. He just had a 45-minute nap, and yeah, through the whole time he just exploring, and it was actually a pretty good experience. It's a double-edged sword experience. So what happened is that yes, I'm following him around and watching over him, and making sure he doesn't do anything naughty, but in the end he behaves so good. Being surrounded by so many people and cosplayers, he feels very okay, I don't want to get lost, I'm gonna stay close to my dad, to me. And that's what he did. He really did that, and I'm very, very proud of him for that. And yeah, and you know what, I want to show you some of my videos that I filmed. I wasn't able to get some good clip, but I did manage to get some clip of his experience. So there's this area in the Supernova where all the very first Star Wars cosplayers, I don't remember their name, but yeah, they're doing a fundraising for Lifeline, I think it was. Yeah, so you can go there and then you can just hang around, and if you want to donate, because they're pretty much supporting them. And yeah, so these really good Star Wars cosplayers are all standing up front of their backdrop, and you can take photo with them. And like I said, the convention is not as packed as the one overseas, so there was space, and it was very chilled and very good. So yeah, so we actually got a chance. We actually hang around there. Basically, it was my son that wanted to hang around there because he is a big Star Wars fan for 1.5 years old. And to keep in mind that he never really watched any of the film. He actually read the little golden book and learned about the characters from that. And like we read it like nearly every night, or every second night, and he just loves it. So as you can see here, he just exploring that area, like he wants to be there. So it's not like me dragging him there. He just wants to be there. And and check out some of the cool cosplays. It's just like, it's amazing. I did not expect him to be like this. And yeah, as you see here, there's some more troopers, and it's hard to film and hold hand at the same time. And then there's Anakin Skywalker, a really cool Anakin Skywalker cosplay. Said hello, but obviously, the thing about my son, these cosplays can feel intimidating because they're very cool looking, and I feel a little bit intimidated because they're very cool looking, and I feel very intimidated, but I really admire them. It just feels so good. And yeah, I can see my son really want to be there, but then he get to get very close. So, and as you see here, another two more cosplays, and she was very nice actually. So obviously my son walked around with a lightsaber, and she just said hello to him, and then also tapped his lightsaber with her lightsaber. Didn't have like a little little small lightsaber battle. So to make him feel more welcome, and feel comfortable. And yeah, it was a very nice experience, and I'm really grateful for all the cosplayers that were hanging around this area. And as we walking around, we saw this really cool droid, and again, hanging around with my son, just playing with him. It was very cool. Obviously, a lot of the clips are being edited, so that's where, so I don't want to search much of your face on YouTube. So just I leave for now. And obviously later he will have a nap again, because think of it, we arrived there around 10:30, so he had a nap like 10 o'clock, and we arrived there 10:30. He woke up 10:45. It was already like 1 o'clockish, so had his lunch, and it's time for him to have a nap. Then he have a nap. What do? I didn't want to get the pram out. Instead, I just carry him because he was falling asleep in my arm. Anyway, if I go all the way to the front to get the pram, then put him in the pram to sleep, it's gonna be he might wake up. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you parents know that if you wake up a child during their nap, it's not a good feeling. They're gonna be pretty grumpy. So yeah, instead I was lucky enough to find a chair. As you can see, there's a couple of chairs here. It was so chill. I really love the atmosphere here. It's not a packed, which is a good thing. So I was able to sit down and chill, calm down a bit. There was a nice, beautiful bar, get a drink, and yeah, just sit down for a bit, have a good at least a half an hour break. And then when he wakes up, he goes back to the same Star Wars area again. And yeah, obviously again he feels intimidated. And this man basically took off his helmet to let him know that, look, we are also human as well. We are a person, so it's okay. You don't need to feel scared. You to come and say hello. And as you can see, he's getting closer and closer, and he's feeling very comfortable. And the man also said, come and say, come and touch BB-8. And as you can see, he get closer, and yeah, getting comfortable. And yes, he actually went up and touched BB-8. So I really love the cosplayers that were in this area. They were so welcome. They were so good, and they really made my son experience really good. It's amazing. And we also saw this amazing cosplayer. Oh man, this is really cool. But yeah, it's so cool. This C3PO is actually, he's so in character as well. And yeah, and obviously my son haven't read much of C3PO in the book. He was probably appeared in the Droid Little Golden book, and that was it. So he didn't really know much about him. So obviously he was definitely a bit more intimidated and a little scared. That's why I didn't want to like get too close to C3PO, and couldn't really get a good photo of it because I don't want a good photo because I can't get him to smile because it can be a bit intimidating. But yeah, it was a very cool cosplay, and he's a very cool character, and it was so cool seeing him in person. I really hope to see more of him in the future. And I was got my last one, and yeah, it's me and my son with some of the Mandalorian, you know. And basically, when my son went back home, he told his mum, my partner, about this experience that he met the Mandalorian. One of them was holding grudges, so he's trying to tell my partner that he also met Mando that hold grudges, and obviously my partner trying to understand what he's saying. But then when I explained it, like, oh wow, he really said it, but he didn't say it clearly because obviously he's only 1.5 years old, so still learning, but he's picking it up pretty good. So yeah, look, that was my experience. Like I said, unfortunately, as a father, hang out with his son, a 1.5 year old son, in a convention, it wasn't gonna be the best experience for me, as I have to go around and take care of my son. Cause I want my son to have a good time, and if he's having fun, then I'm having a good time. So seeing that and being around that Star Wars area was a great time for me and for him. Unfortunately for me, I wasn't able to check out the shop. So I didn't know what's out there. I didn't get a chance to take a look out there. And obviously my son isn't into Funko Pop because he's only 1.5 years old. And there was a lot of Funko Pops out there, and obviously, we didn't get a chance to take a look. I didn't get a chance to take a look at it. However, there was some lightsaber shop, and he is a big fan of lightsabers, so he did take a look at some of the lightsabers, and wish he had it, but then again, he was walking around with the lightsaber anyway, so it was really just looking at it, admiring it, you know what I mean? Like, it's like what we all do when we go to convention. We take a look at somebody's shop and let it just take it in, you know what I mean? Instead of buying it, just take a look at it and just enjoy it. All the people around there too, all the cosplayers outside the Star Wars were amazing as well, especially to my son. So when they see him, they wave, everyone was very nice. It was such a good experience. So I really had a great time at Supernova, for sure, because seeing my son going through that, they were just loving this atmosphere. It was a very good feeling, especially like, as I mentioned in my video in the past, that I am planning to go to Star Wars Celebration in Japan in 2025. So taking my son to the convention, to experiencing it, so I can learn what not to do and what to do. And yeah, as time goes, we get more experience, and I learn to make sure we get better until by the time we hit Japan, we can just start to, go all out and enjoy, and know what's the right, what's the wrong. However, it is overseas. I'm expecting it's going to be a lot of people. So, the convention in Australia is a bit less, but it's good enough. A great warm-up, because you don't want to go to an overseas convention when it's fully crowded and make that your very first convention. That's just going to be like way overwhelming, it's so much waiting or something. In here, we never had to wait at all. I'm not even like the line to get in the convention. It was just very quick, especially based on my experience. And yeah, so look, that's pretty much my experience for Supernova. I wasn't able to show you any more of the Star Wars thing that I saw. Instead I just show you my experience as a parent and how it's like to be a parent in Supernova based on my experience. And yeah, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, please press the like, leave a comment. What do you guys think of the Supernova convention? Have you been there? Have you not been there? Or how was your experience as a parent? If you're a parent, how was your experience as a parent during the convention? Any pro tip? Anything that we shouldn't do? Let me know in the comment below. I definitely want to read. I definitely want to learn. I'm still new into this stuff, so I do want to learn more about this. And yeah, and also subscribe for more of my videos. I basically focus on Star Wars games and my new hobby, the Star Wars vintage collection. And yeah, and any Star Wars thing, any Star Wars related stuff. So yeah, until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.